Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are back to work on the 2016 BMW M320i. And what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be putting in the steering rack. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we got the steering rack in, we got an incredible deal on it. But without any further ado, here is the part. Alright guys, so here's the part. It's a pretty nice rack. It seems to be in good condition. Alright guys, I got the wheels taken all out. So now basically I'm just going to go ahead and take the old rack out and put the new one in and see, hopefully it works. Alright guys, so it is a new day here, and I got some bad news. They sent us the wrong rack. So basically now what we're going to do is we already ordered a new rack. It's going to come tomorrow, so we'll continue putting in the new rack tomorrow. So basically what we're going to do today is we have our new hood latches right here. So we're going to put these new hood latches in, and then hopefully the hood pops open as it should. And then after that's done, we're going to put in the wiring harnesses for the rear doors, and hopefully the doors start functioning as they should as well. But let's go ahead, pop these two latches in, and hopefully we can get this knocked out. Alright guys, the new latches are installed and they look amazing. Alright guys, so there's two sets of latches on each hood latch. So basically what happens when you shut the hood is it latches onto the first one, and then you push the hood down and then it gets the second one. So before, when you go to shut the hood, it wouldn't do any of that. It would just sink right in. So let's see if it does that now, and let's see if it opens then. Alright, well that's a good sign right there. That's a great sign right there too. Alright, let's open the hood now. Alright, and it's fixed, guys. There we go. Good as new. Alright guys, I'm super happy that the latches are fixed and the hood opens now, because you can't really tell that these were ever damaged. You can't even tell. I don't know why it acted that way, but these latches, I guess, are shot. These new ones work and these ones didn't, so that's pretty interesting. But now the hood works and it's super great. Now only one person is needed to open the hood. You don't need someone to hold the hood to unlatch it. So now it's ready to go. Now we can go ahead and work on the door harnesses. Alright guys, so it is a few days later and the harnesses are in the doors, and I actually figured out why the electronics in the rear doors weren't working. So let me show you. So now everything on the rear doors are working. The locks, the speakers, everything. And I found the problem out. So this right here is the new harness that I put in here. So I just went ahead and I disconnected this part away from this, and then I took this end and I just directly plugged it into this without this locking piece on it, and then everything started working. So I figured out that because of this piece right here, it was causing a loose connection because it wasn't locking on correctly to all 4 pins that are supposed to be on this. So as you can see here, there's only one, and then the rest of them are missing. So basically what I went ahead and I did is I got the same piece off of the parts car, and we're just going to take out each pin from here, and then we're going to take out each wire, and then we're just going to reinsert the wires from this car into the new piece, and then this thing will lock on correctly and make a nice firm connection to all of these contacts right here. The reason this is broken is actually from us trying to run some fiber optic wires through here, because we're trying to get some ambient lighting in this car that's a different color than the orange it comes with. We're trying to put a color changing type of ambient lighting in here. So this was when we were first trying to see if we could fit it through, and we caused a little bit more damage, but it's okay because we found the problem. It's easily fixable, but we'll go ahead and we'll take care of all that later. Now, another thing that showed up today, which is the big piece that we've been waiting for, is the actual steering rack that fits this car. As you know, the original rack that we were going to replace in this car, it is actually the wrong mounting points, but this is the new rack, and I have no idea what to think of this packaging, but supposedly that's a rack. So let's go ahead, unpackage this, and put this on the car. Well, that was a challenge to open, but here it is. I inspected it. Everything looks really good on it. This is the new rack with the motor, and it should be plug and play. Everything should just go in the car, plugged in, and it should start working. I just have to replace this one tire, which is no problem because We have a lot of tie rods for this car from the parts car and this car originally, and then all the other racks that we've been through, they all have tie rods. We have tie rods. We have one on the other rack right now, right over there, so no problem there. So let's just go ahead, get this thing and slap it onto the car. I'll tell you what, guys, this never happens, but it was actually easier to put in than it was to take it out. So part of that could have been because my brother was helping me, but either way, this thing was really heavy and I thought it was gonna be really hard to get this in, but we got it up there. We got the screws in place. They're not tight yet. And I even got the steering column shaft on it, which last time it was super hard to get it on, but this time it just slid right in. It was crazy. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start the time lapse. I'm gonna get all this stuff tightened up, get all the tie rods into their spots, and then hopefully we start this car up and we got power steering for good. Alright guys, so everything's tightened up. The only thing I haven't switched over yet is this tie rod, but I can feel the difference. It's right now, even with the car in the air, the steering is a bit heavy. So I'm going to start the car and hopefully it becomes light, and then we'll know we have power steering, and then we'll go ahead and put some more work in to get that tie rod switched out. But I want to make sure that it works before I go ahead and do all that, so let's do it. Alright guys, here goes nothing. Super heavy right now. Oh! We have power steering. Oh no power steering light, guys. Oh, this is really nice. That's amazing. All right guys, the steering rack is in for good. The tie rod is in for good. We're all done with that. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're actually going to do some stuff on the interior. So right here on the interior, I just went ahead and I put the door panels back on. Didn't screw it in. I just snapped them in place. But what we're going to do now is we're going to replace this driver door panel with the new one, or new used one from the parts car. And then we're also going to replace the side trim for the seat. And then we'll put everything else back here. And then we'll just clean up the inside of this car. And then we'll put the wheels on and we'll see what to do from there. Alright guys, the new trim piece is finally on. It was very hard to put on. I'm not sure why, but everything has worked. But now that that's done, let's go ahead and put all the trim pieces back on the interior, and then we'll be done with the interior and we can put the wheels on. Alright guys, so opening up this door, I went ahead and I installed a little bit of a mod right there too. But opening this door up, and I went ahead and replaced this whole door panel, so no more ripped grip handle right here. The seat looks amazing, all the trim paneling. So we are officially done with putting the interior together, besides for snapping this carbon fiber piece right here. Okay, now the carbon fiber is on. Alright guys, now the interior is fully done. I got the carbon piece on, door panel, all the sills are set. The seat trim is done too. So now let's just go ahead, put the wheels on, drop this car on all 4 wheels, clean up the interior, and then that will be all for today's video. Alright guys, I went ahead and I torqued down all the wheels. Everything is set and ready to go. I cleaned the interior just real quick. I just picked up all the stuff that was in there. And this car is looking really good. It's very messy in the shop right now, but I'm super excited. But now this car is pretty much done. So guys, that is going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We got an enormous amount of stuff done on this car. A lot of mechanical things we got fixed. The power steering, all the rear door electronics we got fixed, and everything just basically is working on this car. I'm super happy. Everything is working on this car for the type of accident it was to what this car is now, and everything is functioning as it should. Even the parking sensors is just amazing. But that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this build, be sure to like the video, and while you're at it, there's a shiny red subscribe button that you should click. But that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.